Hi everyone, today we have our very last picture from this page of delicious sweet treats. There is another page of sweet tinies from this set that when you purchase this page you get 2 other pages as well. There's a link in the description for where you can download the pages from with my 10% discount code. It's always lovely to come to the end and have that sense of completion, but also slightly sad that we're finishing when it's been so much fun. Today we're using Staedtler Ergosofts as our very last pencil on this page, where we used all different pencils on the different items. I'm starting with number 33 and I'm going to do the lid. Okay, so after this one I'm not going to do the other sheets from this series. I may do them eventually, but just not right now. I've got a Rooms of Wonder series that I'm quite keen to do with you, so I'm going to start that one tomorrow. And I've also got another different sheet from Agotapop with really pretty florals on, and then we may do some of those before we do more sweet treats, if we do more sweet treats. I'll just sort of see what sort of feedback I get from you guys, really. I think it's quite fun doing things like this, because actually this, for example, this jar, there are lots of jars in lots of colouring books, so even if you don't have this sheet you can hopefully pick up some sort of tips. Like here, I've decided we're going to have a shine here a little bit by fading our colour on our lid, so that's how I've been colouring it. So here we're going to put down more layers, and then we're going to sort of fade it a bit by putting less layers down as we come towards the middle, like that, and then start again on this side with more layers, then less as we come to the middle. I'm actually finding these pencils aren't going down as well on this paper as the Design Journey ones did, which is really interesting, because I've always thought that, you know, Ergos are the superior pencil, but in this case it actually feels like the Design Journey. I can't remember which picture we used them for now. I'm just going to look back. I think it was excuse me, it was this one. Sorry, I've just been eating something I shouldn't have. It's tickling my throat. And it wasn't a sweet. It was a oh, what do you call it? Like roasted corn kernels. Like baked. Do they call them baked? I can't remember. Anyway. There we go. I'm just tidying this up a little bit now. For the this one, it's obviously the sort of handle. I'm going to go around the edge dark. I say it's obviously the handle. When I first glanced at it, I thought there's a mint imperial on top of the jar, lid of the jar. And I was like, oh no, there's not. So if you thought it was a candy, you're with me. But it clearly, when I looked again, I was like, oh no, it clearly isn't what it's meant to be at all. There we go, on a bit of a shadow under there, where that, like that. There we go. I'm happy with that for now. We have a ribbon. Should we do that next? Should we do some of the candies? Let's do some candies. Let's pick some nice candy colours. What colour? I'm going to go for a nice orange, I think, to start with. Orange sweets can be quite tasty. Number 24. Thinking this one here. This to me looks like a boiled sweet, as we would call them. Basically, I think a boiled sweet is just melted down sugar with and then a flavour put into it and then sort of set, I think. I guess it'd be a bit darker in there. I think I'm going to do that one. Oh, I don't know, is that got a hole in? Or is that the same? I don't know. It's better. Let's leave that one. Let's do a different one. This is a very orangey red. I'm going to do this one next. I might end up just working through, to be honest. And we'll do this one here. Actually, that one looks the same as that one, doesn't it? But it's not going to be now because it's right next to this one, which is a really similar colour. So we'll have to mix it up. It doesn't matter at all because, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have all your... Just because they're the same shape doesn't mean they would be the same colour. So I'm thinking this is a bit more of like a sort of gobstopper type thing. Such a horrible name for a sweet. It had some in the sweet shop near us. Oh my god. This is number 29, which is like the scarlet red, I think. Just looking. No, it's carmine red. And I'm going to use it for this one. I'm going to make this like a fruit polo. I don't know if anyone remembers those. I think they still make them actually. So it's like a boiled sweet with a hole in the middle, for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about. They were always inferior to the mint polos and very different, obviously. They all stuck together. Sometimes you couldn't get them apart. You had to put 2 or 3 in your mouth at once. Maybe that wasn't such a bad thing. I've got a really small mouth though, despite the amount of talking I do. So I can't fit big sweets. Yeah, and there was this gobstopper in the sweet shop. And I was like, my, how can anyone fit that in their mouth? This is number 23. I was like in shock. I guess you would, it was like the size of a tennis ball or a cricket ball. I guess you just lick it, but then it's all sticky. It's, ugh, I don't know. Not for me. Okay, now we have number 25. This is a slightly paler pink. I think we're going to do this one and we'll do some of the segments. I'm thinking this looks like it might be more a pastel coloured one. I don't know why. I don't know what colour we'll do the other segments yet, but we'll do those. Now we've got number 20. You may have noticed, if you are familiar with the Ergosofts, if you're colouring along, that I am just working along the tray in order. Actually, I don't always keep mine in the same order as they're pictured on the front, so you might not notice. Number 61. Let's we go for this one. Yeah. Okay. Then we've got a lavendery coloured one, number 62. I'm thinking we'll put that here with this one, because it's sort of light pastel-y type colours. I'm thinking that ribbon might be a light blue as well, because we might end up using up all the other colours, because I don't like the idea of a blue candy. This is number 6. So maybe we'll end up, make this one have a hole in too. Maybe we'll end up with using every colour but the blues. We'll see how it goes. I was thinking sometimes it's a good idea to do other things and then come back and have a think about certain aspects, just to sort of think what colour is going to work with what you've been doing. There we go. Now we're on to blues. I'm not doing those. I'm going to go back to number 4, which is an orange, and do this one in orange. Oh, my stomach's rumbling, saying you shouldn't have eaten those corn. I only had a little tiny bit. I've got some to eat when I finish this actually. Now this other orange Number 42, I'm going to do for this segmented one. I'm just going to keep the orange segment away from that one, hopefully. Yeah. There we go. I'm going to do a green to go with it. I think this light green and number 50 might work. I'm going to keep it light, not push too hard. Oh, my stomach, rumble, rumble. Hush, I didn't realise how embarrassing it is. Number 52, we've got a little candy up here. I'm doing green. I'm thinking either mint or lime or something like that. We've got a sort of orangey yellow here. Number 11. Let's do this one. I think I can do all segments the same on this one, just because we varied them on the others, just to make it look a bit different. I'm thinking this looks like it could be a fruit pastel, which has sort of segments, but they're all the same colour. I think that's the right name. Right, another yellow. Oops, the number 1. Now yellows I found a little tricky with shading, so I'm going to do this really easy shape in yellow. Looks a bit sherbety, doesn't it? There we go. Now I'm going to grab the green to do this one. This is number 5. Is that right? No, I think I'm going to do this one. So do it a bit darker there and lighter there. I'm pretty sure that's how it's intended to be. A bit light on the top there. A bit darker down here, I'm thinking. I don't like the look of this sweet at all. Weirdly, my dad's favourite colour is green. Fine. So he always used to want to eat the green sweets. And I'm like, just because your favourite colour's green doesn't mean you automatically like the sort of lime coloured sweets, which I always thought were a bit horrible. Number 10. Actually, we've got so much yellow close together, but I suppose it would look even odder if we spaced it so we had nothing next to each other that were the same colour. I'm going to put a green one here, number 57. And we've got a last one here. I'm trying to work out what, I haven't got any. We could do brown, like chocolate. What are you thinking? Yes, no? Not doing blue. We've got, yeah, browns. Or I could just grab a pink. I think I'm going to grab a pink. Number 25. And do it pink. Now we'll put a few shine marks on this at the end on the candies, but we'll finish off the ribbon and the jar first. So as I say, ribbon I'm going to do in blue. Now the jar lid's in a very dark blue. I thought I'd use a very light blue for the ribbon, number 30. It will still show up really well. I'm just trying to work out exactly what's ribbon, because I think we've got 2 pieces of ribbon. This piece here, and again I'm going to try and fade it towards the middle, and this piece, because then it will help to show the shape of the jar. So just a bit less blue towards the centre, more intense towards the edge. Now with the knot, I usually make it dark at the bottom. Now with these, we'll make them darker here, fade them, and then a bit of dark here. Fade it up, and it'll hopefully make it look like we've used some sort of satiny, silky ribbon. You know, sometimes the ribbons can be sort of paper, which can be slightly shiny. I'm going to make the shine on the sides there, I think, like that. The same here, so we can really see it. Oh, something's tickling my hair. I think it's the tripod, hopefully. Don't know what else it would be. There we go. So there's our ribbon. Now glass can be a challenge. We're going to use a grey. This is our lightest grey, number 80. We're going to start with this. And again, we're going to fade it just like we did the ribbon. Just put it in. So I want it dark on the edge, and then less of it as we go in. I need to do all of these gaps and things like that in between. You could do it as a coloured glass, but then you would have to colour over the top of all of the sweets, because they would look a different colour. They would be actually obscured by the glass, or in fact you might have to colour them all the colour of the glass. If it's a really dark glass, you would only sort of see their shapes. You wouldn't see their colours at all. But I think it's quite fun to make them bright colours. I didn't do that one. Now I've coloured over it, I'm going to use this really dark purple, number 6, so it will show up because I put some grey under it. There we go. How many of you noticed? Brownie points to all of you who noticed. Big star. Tell me in the comments and I'll give you a star in my reply. But do say, I spotted you hadn't coloured that one, so can I have my star please, because I'll forget what I was on about when I made this video. My head might not be in this completely mad bonkers space again. Right, I'm happy with that. We're going to use our white pen to get us some nice effects. So this is a Posca, white Posca. You can use any white pen. So I'm just going to start putting some lines on. Excuse me. On all the candies as well as the glass. That's probably on the wrong side. I try and put the shine lines on the same side, but you couldn't see that one. What you can do is put a few across, right across the front there, to make it look really glassy if you want to. It's a bit daring. I did it quite pale. I wasn't that daring. But you can also make these a bit thicker if you want. It doesn't always show up that well. Depends how thickly you've put down your grey. But you could use a darker grey if you want, but I think that works. I'm happy with that. So there's our jar. So would you like to see the whole page? I'm sure you would. If you haven't been colouring along, you might have forgotten. Let me just move a few things. Or else when I zoom out, you'll see my messy desk. I'm sure it won't be that scarring. There we go. I think that's all of it in shot. So there we go. I will remind you of what pencils I used if you like. So that was Holbein pastel pencils to start with. That was our very first one. Then we moved to the left and did the macarons, and we used the pastel tint pencils. Then we used, for this one, Castle Art Soft Touch. Then we used Arteza Experts. We used Black Widow Spider, Black Widow Scorpion, Black Widow Cobra, Artex, Staedtler Design Journey, Derwent Lightfast, Polycolour and Staedtler Ergosoft. I think they all stood up pretty well. The Black Widows maybe not quite so much so, but I'm thinking they did quite well. So there we go. So that was our finished page. I had loads of fun. Shout out to Agotapop if she's watching. Thank you for the page. She sent it to me for free and I really appreciate it. It was such fun to colour and I'm looking forward to doing others. As I said, they will come eventually. There we go. So yeah, and also a shout out to Rini, whose idea it was, who put me and Agota together, in touch with each other so that we could do this sort of collaboration. So thank you for that. It means a lot. It was a lot of fun. So yes, something different tomorrow. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you had fun with this series, and have a really lovely day and happy colouring.